Zach Kozahusky here with GolfWRX. I'm with Greg Cavill, who's designed a new shaft with Project X, the Pxi. What we've heard from lightweight iron shafts in the past is that they tend to launch a little too high and spin for some serious players. Tell me why the Pxi is different.
So Project X is all about low spin and medium launches for the aggressive player. So we knew that we wanted to have a lightweight design for the Project X brand, just like we do with the Dynamic Gold. It had to have tour credibility, and therefore it took us a long time to actually dial this in. But in a nutshell, basically what we've done, we've got the ability to vary the internal structure of any shaft, and we call that VWT, variable wall technology. And we've got a significant amount of tip reinforcement in this zone here. So you'll notice that even though this is 10% lighter, it will swing weight almost the same as the original. It's about half a point out. And that's because we've moved so much material into the tip region. Well, there's a good benefit for that. One, it allows us to give a more stable tip, but at the same time, it allows us to give a more cushioned feel. One of the downsides of the original Project X is so tip stiff that in some hands it can be a little bit too boardy, a little bit too harsh. In those cases we'd normally back them out by half a flex, but it ramps up significantly quicker than most designs just because of the geometry. So if Project X, what we've actually got, or Project Xi, sorry, is a set taper rate for every individual flex, rather than having a compromise. So with a Dynamic Gold or for any standard golf shaft, we've got a situation where we've got one step pattern, and then it's for all flexes. Now we might vary the weight and we'll vary the tip length, but in essentially the actual midsection where the steps are is the same geometry. With Pxi it's totally different. We've got individual taper rates for every single flex. So we've gone a little bit further, and that allows us then to dial it in. So you're quite right, when you go to a lightweight shaft, generally speaking, back in the, before we started coming up with this design, you would generally increase your spin, but also increase your launch angle. So for the aggressive player, it was really no good. And as I say, we're very, very proud of the PX brand and franchise. We didn't want to butcher that at all, so we spent a lot of time dialing it in. And the original prototype, which came out about 18 months ago now, we had low spin. We managed to get on top of that, but we did have a high launch. So we went back to the drawing boards. We manipulated the taper rates and geometry a little bit more, and then brought it back out in Memphis last year, and that's when Y.E. Yang fell in love with it and started playing, and of course quite a few other players gave us great reports.
Next week he was in the final group for the USO.
That's correct. One of the other benefits is that now we're down to, as a trimmed weight, we're down to around about 102, 103 grams in the 6 series. That allows us now to cross over into heavyweight graphite, which a lot of players are using out in the hybrids. Well, generally speaking, you put a lightweight steel product into a hybrid, you're going to see this higher launch angle and spin. With Pxi, you don't do that, and we've seen it time and time again with a whole load of tour pros on the PGA and the Nationwide Tour as they've been testing and giving us feedback of this product. We didn't want to launch it until, and you can see, we brought out the second iteration at Memphis, and it's taken until now before we're ready to launch it. We took our time, we made sure everyone was happy with it, and finally we got the cosmetic where we wanted it, and got the satin look, high end, and hopefully 2012 will be very hot for Pxi.
Thank you, Greg, and I can tell you guys that I've hit this shaft, and it's a lot of fun. Go ahead and try it out. Thank you, guys.